Hey guys, how are you and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be an exciting video and I've been planning on filming this video for a while now, for about a year, because I have it on my list of videos that I wanted to film. But it's about Holy Grail products replaced, or the ride or die makeup tag that was created by Jaclyn Hill in 2016. Just what products do you use to replace or have you used to replace during the 3 years that that tag has been on the internet world. So I wanted just to check out that video, see what products I chose before, and just ask myself if those products would be still my ride or die products. And if you want to see the products that have replaced those, or you want to see if some of them are the same, which ones are the same, or if now I don't have only one, but a few that are completing that category, then just keep on watching. Before I start, it's just so funny how we change our taste in stuff. Because watching back that video, oh my goodness, I don't even want you guys to watch it. I looked so makeup heavy, in my opinion. And the lighting was so bad too, but that's not even the point. It's just that I was wearing fake lashes that I can't stand right now. My brows look extremely heavy and blocky, and my makeup overall looked heavy. A lot of blush, a lot of everything. And sometimes I get in the comments like, you can never do too much because you always do soft makeup. Your makeup looks super soft. You never look overdone. And then seeing back that video, I didn't think at that time that I looked overdone, but it was just a different makeup style, a different Jordana, if I may say. It's just a different part of my life. And I was younger. I felt like I was allowed to be louder. Not that I'm not allowed now, it's just that it's not my style. Not when it comes to makeup. I want my makeup to look fresh. I want my makeup to look soft. I want my skin to look like I'm wearing nothing on my skin. I want it to look as fresh and young as I can. So let's just begin. So the first thing I mentioned there was primer, and the primer that I mentioned was the Dr. Brandt Pores No More. I still like that primer, and I even have the Pores No More Age Mattifying Lotion, which is a moisturizer, but I don't want the extremely matte look like I used to. I still get oily on my T-zone. I think I was oilier then, but I still get oily. I still don't like to look like I have a lot of open pores, but the Dr. Brandt Pores No More, it was just a little bit too heavy, or it's a little bit too heavy for my taste now, because I still love that primer and I still want to keep carrying it on my kit. I ran out of it this year or last year, I don't remember, but I kept repurchasing it for a while. After I tried this one, which is my new Holy Grail, this is a Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer, and this grabbed me by surprise. It's just a product that, even though it fills out your pores, it just gives you a soft canvas to start your makeup, and it never feels drying on your skin. So that's why the pan of this one is just so deep, because I use it a ton and it never fails me, and I never look cakey, and I never look dry. And that's a main thing for me. Even though I'm not dry, the more powder or the more product and the more mattifying products you apply to your skin, you look heavier. And I never want my makeup to look heavy. And then it's also a funny thing that I didn't mention the Professional. And I've been, since I'm in a Nova year, I've been just going through the motions of finishing for minimizing primers that I already own, including my Tatcha, and that's how I fell in love with it, because I purchased it and I wasn't even touching it. And since I had to use it, I truly fell in love with it. So I know that I at some point will buy the Professional, because this one is really pricey, so I will have it, but I could also switch it up and have the Professional at the same time when I finish all of the rest of my primers, because those two are my favorite. But the Professional is still a must-have for me. It's still a product that I don't purchase it now because I'm in a Nova year, but it's a product that I would purchase if I didn't have any other pore-filling primers. And even if I only have my Tatcha, I would still have the Professional in my collection. So yeah, that's just something that I wanted to say, because the Professional is not as drying as the Dr. Brandt Pores No More. The foundation that I mentioned was my Too Faced Born This Way foundation. And I remember the first shade that I purchased was warm beige, and I was wearing fake tan most of the time when I was living in the US. That's when I recorded that video. And then my holy grail for a long time was my Estee Lauder Double Wear. So the truth is that I still have my Estee Lauder Double Wear and my Too Faced Born This Way as my ride or die foundations. That's the reason why I have multiples of them and I use them on my makeup artistry kit. And the other day I just didn't want to wear a foundation that doesn't match me, because that's the case with all the rest of my foundations. So I was using one from my kit, and I remember and I know why my clients love it, and I know why I love it. The Estee Lauder Double Wear is just amazing. Since I moved to Barranquilla again, to Colombia, then the Too Faced Born This Way, even though it's amazing and even though I use it on clients that have more of a dry skin, since the climate here, the weather here is too humid, then that foundation will make me look extremely oily. So it's good for every day, but not for my skin type. So here I know if I'm gonna just wear something lightweight, a ride or die product. I don't actually have one that's a ride or die that I wear every day, but the product that I'm wearing today is something of a mixture. So it's a mixture of the Giorgio Armani Face Fabric Second Skin Makeup, which has basically no coverage, and I apply with my fingers, and a drop of the Infallible Pro Matte, because this one will not last as much on my face as the Infallible one. And this is basically the Estee Lauder Double Wear minus about 2 points, because the Estee Lauder Double Wear is a 10, but this will last you a long time, but it's also heavier. So what I do is I put a drop of the Infallible to the Giorgio Armani one, which has basically no coverage, and it gives me the finish that I want, and I apply with my fingers, and I look like I have perfected skin, but it never looks heavy. I would go for a product like the Giorgio Armani Face Fabric, or even the NARS Radiant Tinted Moisturizer with a hint of a matte product, because I love the dewiness, but the weather here, it's bad and my skin won't take it. But I wouldn't purchase a foundation medium to full coverage for an everyday nowadays. Back in the day, I was just full face of makeup, high coverage every single day. Don't ask me why, it was just my style back then. Now I can get away with showing some imperfections, and I don't mind that. I actually embrace it, and I actually feel better if I'm not wearing a heavy foundation. So I will wear something like the Estee Lauder Double Wear or some of my high-end, high coverage foundations when I go to an event, not for an everyday thing. So this is the face fabric, and you can see that this basically has no coverage on the skin, but it just sort of perfects your skin. It looks a little bit soft focus. For my powders, I had 3 powders. So they were the under eye category, the colored powder category, and then the translucent powder all over the face type of powder. Now I'm more of a simplistic person in one way. It's that the powder that I would use for my under eyes was a different powder from the powder that I use all over my face, and now that's not the case anymore. So my favorite used to be the La Mer powder, and I still have it and I treasure it because it was discontinued. I may need to put this in a project pan and just finish it. It's a beautiful powder. I truly appreciate having it, and I'm sorry that they discontinued this particular formula, but this is just not the powder that I use for my under eyes, because the only powder that I use on my face, and on that video I mentioned that it wasn't my favorite anymore, is the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I have to say that this is not the Laura Mercier one, this is just the packaging. The one that I have inside here is the Coty Airspun powder, but the Laura Mercier translucent powder is back to being my number 1. And if I had to choose a number 2, it would be my Huda Beauty powders, the baking powders. And the one in Pound Cake would be my perfect shade. I love them, but the Laura Mercier one never fails me, and the color matches my skin like nothing else. Not my Coty Airspun, not my Huda Beauty. The Laura Mercier translucent, the original one, the holy grail for a lot of people. That's just the thing that I love the most, to be honest, as a powder, and I use it for my under eyes and for the rest of my face. And then for the color powders, I finished and repurchased the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder, and I have it on my drawer because I'm finishing a few other powders, but this is still a holy grail, and this is still a beautiful, beautiful powder that I truly appreciate. In fact, I purchased another one that from time to time I will use on my kit in the shade number 3. So it's just a powder that makes you look flawless, and at some point I will carry the number 1 as well, and I will have all 3 after I finish a ton of the powders that I already own. For concealer, I have to say the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer is still my holy grail, the one in custard, but I haven't had that in a while because I'm in a Nova year, so since I have other concealers that I need to go through, then I haven't been able to repurchase that, and I won't until I finish them. But a product that I got to try because of my makeup artistry kit is the Born This Way concealer, and these I will use on special occasions because I will use products from a makeup artistry kit to do my own face when I have a special event. This can truly replace this one, not because it's better, but because this has way more product and it's like a couple dollars cheaper. So you would end up paying about double for the small size of the NARS Radiant Creamy. So I know in my heart that I feel like I'm cheating on NARS. At some point I will have custard again in my collection, and then I will also have a Born This Way one, and those two will be my personal concealers, because the Tarte Shape Tape, even though was in the favorite mixtures with the NARS, and it's still a favorite, it doesn't compare to these two because these are high coverage and they're beautiful. I would say that the NARS one has sort of been replaced by the Too Faced one, but this is still holy grail. And if I had unlimited money all the time, I think I would go for the NARS one because I love NARS. It's just a brand that it truly calls my name. It's just a brand that was designed for me, you know? So yeah, this is a good one if you're looking for a product that will last you forever and that has a ton of product. The Born This Way has basically more than double. The NARS one has 6 millimeters and the Too Faced one has 15 millimeters, and this is still a couple dollars cheaper. So this ends up being about 2.5 times the cost of the Too Faced one. That's just basically the reason why, because they're both the same amazing quality. I have here MAC Warm Soul, the old formula, and it's completely flat. I know that if I use this for 1 month, even less, I will be able to finish it, and that's what I'm gonna do in the upcoming months. I'm gonna even put it in a project progress as the only blush for a month, and that way I know I will tackle it. I love this product, but I don't want it to get moldy or go to waste because it's old. It's old. It was already old, sort of old, when I was in Miami. Now it's probably about 5 years old or even more than that. Yeah, about 6 years old. So it's a product that has been sitting in my collection for a while, and even though it has been used, I need to finish it. It's still a favorite, but I would say that I have 2 favorites right now. And it's hard because I'm not a person that will choose between my blushes. Madly is one of my favorite blushes of all time, if not the favorite, because it's the most versatile blush in my collection, and it's the one right here, the one that has pan. This is Orgasm and this is Luster. So I would say that instead of this blush that looks like Madly and Luster had a baby, I would just keep these 3. But if I had to choose 2, I think nowadays Luster and Madly would be my holy grail ride or die blushes. I could also say that these 2 blushes are my ride or die. If I had to choose one palette or one blush from my entire collection, this could be it, this palette. And this, of course, was limited edition. But I love these 2 shades, Wisteria and Songbird. And this one is from the permanent range. This was just for the palette. And then Snapdragon is a shade that's also on the permanent range. But the backup blushes are amazing and extremely blendable. So the thing about this tag now is that I'm a grown-ass woman, and I have videos about if you could only keep one. But if I can tell you a ride or die in my collection is if I had to start over, these products would be products that I could use again and again. And I know they're tried and true in my collection. So that's why I'm showing them to you. I will not have to keep one, and it's only a tag. So I'm able to have multiples holy grails and more holy grails when it comes to color makeup, like blushes, that sort of stuff. And blushes are just something that I don't picture myself, even if I was left without all of them, not purchasing a few different shades. I don't picture myself with just one blush for the rest of my life. It's just not my thing. I love switching it up. For bronzer, I had the NARS Laguna bronzer, and that one I finished, the single that I had, and I still have it in a few palettes. So you can see it right here on this NARS Virtual Domination palette. Laguna one I hit pan on this year and repressed it because it was looking nasty. So these I could easily finish. Laguna is still one of my holy grail bronzers, but it's not the holy grail bronzer in my life. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I realized throughout the years, and you have heard me talking about these two bronzers that I'm gonna mention are bronzers that I could basically purchase time after time and they will not fail me. So the first one is the Hula bronzer by Benefit. I have a mini one and a huge one. And this is just a product that I adore, and I have it on a palette that was sent to me on PR. But this is a product that is just amazing the way it performs. And then another one that I purchased and repurchased is the Chocolate Soleil by Too Faced. The reason why I haven't finished this one with the old packaging is because I have too many bronzers, but I know this will be gone because I've gone through multiples of this bronzer and they are different. They are different. One is warmer than the other, and the Laguna has a little bit of shimmer. But if I could only keep 3 bronzers in my collection, I think these 3 are just safe products, and that's what I mean with a ride or die product. Because I have other bronzers that I adore, but these, if I don't know where to start, these are products that give me a good base to start. They're just that wonderful. Now for lipstick, this was a good one because this is still my holy grail lipstick and I've been saving it for years and years, only using it in a special occasion. This is MAC Enchanted one and you can see how little I have left. I love this. This is just a lipstick that if MAC can re-release it, I would just keep it in stock as my only lipstick for the rest of my life. It's just that beautiful. And this one still has the vanilla scent and I'm happy for that. I was thinking at that point to buy a backup, but I decided not to. And now it's just too late to do that. I bet I can find it, but I wouldn't want to buy a 3 or 4-year-old lipstick. And now the one that I use as a daily lipstick for replacement, I would use Honey Love, Jash, Peach Stock, and I love those. I love those, but I decided to depot them and put them on my makeup artistry kit. I have a little bit of Peach Stock left. So those are all sort of replacements for Enchanted one, but this is definitely a favorite. But the one that I decided to keep as an everyday one is the Cherish lipstick by MAC as well. And this is a satin formula and you can see the difference. I'm gonna waste a little bit of my Enchanted one. They look basically the same, but the satin one is a little bit more comfortable on the lips. This one looks more glam and made up and this looks more everyday. And I love them both, I truly do. But the truth is that Enchanted one is still my holy grail lipstick. And another one that I love, let me show it to you. And it's also a sad thing because it's a product that I will not be able to get anymore. Is the Last Minute lipstick, Le Absolute lipstick by Lancome. It was a Camila Coelho collab. And here you can see, oh my goodness, these are so similar. But the only thing is that the Camila Coelho one, it has more of a peach and this has more of a pink tone to it. But it's basically the same thing on the lips. It's just a little bit more peachy, the peachy version of Enchanted one, but it's as satin or as creamy as Cherish. I also forgot to mention as a bronzer, I'm nowadays a person that will wear a lot of the times cream bronzer. And the Milk Makeup one, it's a bronzer that I love, and it's the bronzer that I'm wearing today, and I'm not wearing any more bronzer on my skin. So it's just a product that I will use constantly, and it will make me look more natural, and it's the way that I love to look now. So the bronzers that I adore, I still wear a lot of powder products, but from time to time I love wearing a cream product or a liquid product to replace a powder product, and it gives me a softer look, and that's perfectly fine with me. Then for lip liner, I have here that I used to love the 3C, and you guys know this. I have a backup right here because the one that I have open, I can't find it, but I don't use that one anymore nearly as much. I am in love with the 1C. Oh, this is a I'm sorry, this is the 3C. So I don't know where the 1C is, but the 1C is my favorite. It's the one that's a little bit more pinky. This is more on the brownish, pinky brownish shade, and it's more sort of like the Enchanted one on a lip liner. But the 1C is more of an everyday lip liner that I prefer to wear nowadays. It must be on my makeup artistry kit. Then for highlighter, I have here 3 formulas of highlighter that I adore. I put that my favorite was Opal by Becca, and I love that still. But the NARS formula of highlighter, it's one of my favorite formulas because it's so well mixed into the skin and so beautiful, and it can be built up to be rude, but it still looks as part of the skin. Same with the Burberry highlighters. I have nude gold and rose gold, and these are beautiful, but nude gold is a completely different highlight from all of my other highlights in my collection. And then this one, the Anastasia Amarizi highlighter, this is a beauty. The way this one sinks into the skin is like these other two. So they're just never chunky, never heavy. They just look flawless in the skin, but they give you a blinding glow if you want a blinding glow. Then for lip gloss, I used to have a Chihuahua lip gloss by NARS, and I don't even remember what that looks like. I looked at it on the video, but I don't even remember loving that lip gloss. And I'm not a lip gloss type of person, but I love the Fenty formula. I have all 3 that they have released. My favorite is the original, but that one is on a purse somewhere. So I have here Fussy, but I have all the 3 shades, and they are all beautiful. They never feel heavy. They complement every single lipstick that you put them on top beautifully. So definitely change my formula of lip gloss. I put my Fix Plus for a product that would just make my skin look flawless. And I said that I didn't like setting spray, and that didn't work as a setting spray, but that would be the closest thing of a setting spray that I would love, and I still do. I still carry it, but it's not something that I would wear a ton. I use it mostly for my eyeshadows. The product that has been a game changer for me, and I could see that before I wasn't buffing my face, is this one, and this is the Hourglass Radiant Light powder, and these I use every single day to buff my face. That's why it has major pan. So that has definitely changed, and it's just something that changed truly my makeup game. It made my makeup look way more flawless than it used to, way more blended than it used to. So if I could recommend one product, it would be this one. Then I have, for mascara, I don't have any of them because I'm in a no buy year and I can't purchase mascara. My favorite used to be the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black, and that's still a favorite. That's still Holy Grail. But the one that did even better than that, and that I'm waiting to finish all my mascaras if I don't find one that's better than this one that I'm gonna mention to repurchase it, is the Lancome Hypnose Drama Mascara, and I love that. I find it to be beautiful. And then another thing that changed the game for me was the L'Oreal Voluminous Primer, or any type of mascara primer, but this is the one that I used a sample of, and I've been repurchasing throughout this year. I'm in love with it, and I couldn't recommend it enough. So the combo of this one and the Lancome is way better than the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black, and it would be even better as a combo, the Lancome and this one, than the L'Oreal Voluminous and the L'Oreal Voluminous Primer. It's just the way it is. That mascara is just insane. For liquid lipstick, I had the Celebrity Skin by Jeffree Star, and the truth is that I wouldn't have a liquid lipstick on my Ride or Die, but I would have the Le Rouge Perfecto. I can't seem to find it anywhere. I have one here that's not in the color that I'm mentioning. I love the Le Rouge Perfecto Perfect Pink, but it's the same concept. I love a lip balmy type of product that makes your lips look a little bit more pinky, a little bit more alive than what they truly are. And last but not least, for eyeshadows, I have my Dolce Vita palette, and I still have that, and I have pan in almost every single, on 3 shadows out of 4. But now my holy grail would be the Viva palette by Natasha Denona. So that's it for this video, you guys. My computer is gonna die, so I might be cut off at any second. So if you love this video, please give it a thumbs up. For an emoji, just leave a little lipstick and tell me what Holy Grail product you have replaced. And that's it, you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.